Hello and welcome to Tales from the Backlog. My name is Steve Boshier and I will be your game master for the evening. If you don't know this channel, this is Shadows of Archonia, where we hang out and play games. On Friday nights, we do ongoing stories at our in-person table. Currently, we're in the middle of Archonia No More, a game played in the Shadow of the Demon Lord system using an adapted version of the Godless setting. And then after we're done with that, we'll be back in our more consistent campaign, Shadows of Archonia 2, played in Worlds Without Number by Kevin Crawford. But here on Monday nights, we do all kinds of rotating games, 1 to 3 shot adventures starring a rotating cast of players. And tonight, we have these three people. Why don't you introduce yourselves and your characters, and then we can get into it.
Sure. So you can call me Flo. My name's Flolana Domna. I am a sure-footed stout folk. I'm a nomad, a bit crazy, a bit disorganized. And I like to be alone, but somehow I found myself with this crew back at the tavern. We're on an adventure. So that's about me.
Okay,
All right.
well, I'm a rugged wood elf. I like to swim and fish. I carry around a paddle that I beat people with because I don't own a boat anymore. Let's see.
The Dark Knight.
Oh, yeah, I forgot what I was going to say there for a second. It all just went... bloop.
We all help each other around here.
Is that a Dark Knight over there?
Oh, yeah.
Looking for a Dark Knight.
Yeah, he did something to you in your past, right?
Yes, they killed my sister.
Sure.
Even the ones that claim that they're honorable. They're training. They're in training. I know it. It's a conspiracy.
And Alan.
Yes, I'm Alan. I'll be playing Alistair. Pure elf, very kind of a muscle brain kind of guy. He's kind of doing this in a pursuit to make his skills better, and also he inherited a gem, a jewel that's been glowing and having this weird aura to it his whole life, and he's trying to figure out what's going on with it. And it's been helping him in the past couple sessions. And Al is also pretty close with Flo, I believe, or Bree. Actually,
You were with
Bree.
You were with Bree, and you know me through Bree.
Yeah.
And trade.
And I am specifically hooligan. That's the specific trait that I took.
I'm teaching him how to swim.
Mm-hmm.
Enigmatic official. I would like to personally apologize to you guys for calling Steve. So sorry. Hey, that's my cousin Jason. Welcome, Jason. If it's any consolation, I had no idea you called me, but now I see it. So I'll talk to you later. So anybody want to do the recap from last week? What do you guys remember?
Oh, well, I remember that we were peacefully eating and talking about conspiracy theories, including Dark Knights, and the window exploded.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I don't believe anybody got hurt, or at least not seriously.
That's correct.
That was because the crag exploded up on the hillside.
Yeah. The Eagle Crags overlooking the city exploded.
Yeah, and we decided to go into action and see what it was about, mostly because when I pointed my jewel up there, it was giving me some kind of glow also. And we even got official permission from, I guess, the head guard or whatever his name was.
Yes, Darius. He asked you... what Darius told you was, first of all, he wants you to investigate the cause of the explosion and report back. And then he also gave you further information that a wizard, someone claiming to be a wizard named Slug, had appeared in a council meeting of the town council recently, accused Lady Esmeralda Wallcrest of some sort of mysterious shady doings, and threatened to destroy the town. And that this exact event, the destruction of the Eagle Crags, would be the first sign that it was coming. He was arrested and vanished from his imprisonment, which was discovered the very morning of the explosion. So Darius asked you specifically to look for any evidence that this thing either was or was not caused by this wizard Slug.
And then we found poor Darius dead on
Yes.
the cavern. We also fought some fire creatures outside.
We
dark.
did.
And we're going down the hole of the crag, or whatever it is. The hole that was exploded is now cooled off enough that we've gone inside.
That's
yeah,
right.
right before we went all the way down the corridor, we found Darius.
Yes, he's strapped to a rack in what can only be described as a torture chamber. We got Matt in the YouTube chat. Hey, Matt.
Hey, Matt, miss you.
Yeah, man. Get on back here.
So what I don't remember is if anybody had seen us.
So you guys did fight some fire elemental, some flamekin type beings before you got up to the top of the crags. Once you got into the sort of dungeon area, nobody has crossed your path other than this dead body.
So let's start off here. I'd like to search his body.
Okay. Yeah.
I don't think we had a chance to do that last time.
Yeah, that's correct, because we stopped the stream the
yeah.
instant you found him.
Yeah, we just got in. We just got in and we saw him.
Yeah.
For some reason,
Alaska froze. This happens from time to time.
Frickin' Alaska.
Frickin' Alaska. No, usually... Oh, yeah, you're back. There we go. What were you saying, Cindy?
I said for some reason I thought that there were other people inside there.
No, not yet.
Not yet.
I mean, not that you've seen. Or however you say that in Game Masteries. Yeah.
So, I'd like to delicately unlatch him from this rack as best as I can and search his pockets.
Okay, well, he does not possess pockets at this time, for he is naked. But his body, as I mentioned last week, is covered in shallow cuts. Hey, we got Yuri here too. Hey, Yuri. Covered in shallow cuts. And as you walk up to him, you realize that some of the cuts on his chest form a word.
Oh.
And the word is slug.
Slug.
What a weird wizard who would tag his own dead. That's strange.
Well,
he's leaving us a trail. I mean,
or someone else tagged him. Said, "Haha, this is Slag's doing to incriminate him." Maybe.
we have new chatter. At least someone I don't recognize. You're wrong. Pointing out that he does still have a rear pocket.
Well, I'm not going to check. If anyone else wants to bloop away there, that's
his
their power.
prison pocket.
Yeah, I believe that's what we're discussing now.
Are there any gloves?
What's that?
Are there any gloves?
No. No, you have no reason to suspect that there's anything in his rear pocket.
Yeah, I'm not going up there.
Yeah. But yeah, he's. Did you still want to unhook him from the rack?
I do. I do want to just out of. I didn't know him very well, but just out of respect, he seemed like a nice guy.
He did. And Let's
He
see.
always listened to my theories.
You guys met him for the first time yesterday.
And she said a lot of theories yesterday.
Fair enough. Yes. So, Flo, you know what? Anybody can roll this. Give me an investigate check. None of you have that on your sheet as a skill, so it'll be against 6.
I do have scout.
Not applicable here.
Oh, okay. So just roll against 6.
Yeah.
We gotta get 6 or under, right?
Correct.
Well, I did
I
not.
missed it.
Okay.
I
Missed
missed
it by a bunch.
So that roll was to try and figure out, the significance of him being here at this time. None of you passed the check, but you at least understand that it's very weird that he is somehow down here before you. And not only down here, but like tortured to death. Like you left immediately.
We watched the fire burn down. So how in the world did he get down here while the whole thing was on fire?
There's that. Plus, he sent us here to do the job for him and then report back to him.
Oh, but you know what?
Maybe he was kidnapped.
But maybe there's caverns. These are caverns and other entrances. Maybe these lead back to town.
True.
These entrances. Maybe he found another way or got kidnapped on the way or something.
Yeah.
So we should continue searching. Is there anything else in this room besides poor naked guy?
I'll say, yeah. Roll me that scout.
Ha! I got it. 4.
Okay, great. So you do find it's not a locked box. It is a lock box, but it's not locked. Over in the corner that has his possessions in it. And you see his clothes, similar to the clothes you saw him in yesterday. You're not sure if they're really exactly the same clothes, but definitely his red cloak is in here, covered in dried blood and torn up. There is a dagger and his pouch full of, I will say, some gold in there, which I will abstract as some hero points after the session. And missing is his badge of office, which yesterday you saw him wearing as a necklace around his neck.
That's strange.
That one was missing.
Yeah.
Let me check my inventory.
I'm going to take his cloak if nobody minds and cover him.
I don't care. Did he have a cloak? It was a pouch of gold.
Yeah, he has his red cloak. Being the commander of the Red Cloaks is in here.
Yes, I gotcha. Good idea. Cover him up. Now, I do have room to take the dagger if nobody else wants it.
I don't really need a dagger. I have a fillet knife for my fish already.
Okay. What is the damage on a...
Probably 1d4.
Yeah, I can look it up
Because
too.
knives are usually 1d4.
Yeah.
I have the gear right here, though, so I can double check.
Dagger, D4, you're right.
Yeah, almost always. That's what they are. I should write a game where they're not.
That's right.
I'll name it Big Daggers.
Wow, maybe I'll write the names and you go ahead and create the game, huh?
All right.
It's in the beginning stages. Don't worry.
Okay.
So
right.
The other thing that you find with that successful scout roll is little bloody footprints going around the room. but also through a door at the back of the room, opposite the one you entered through.
And I'll point those out and ask you guys if we should follow them.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go into stealth.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna try anyways. Let's
Do
see.
your best.
Like to be as quiet as possible.
I failed.
Well,
I knocked over the lockbox. Sorry.
you knock over the lockbox. You slipped on some of the blood, probably. Yeah. But you were going to open that door?
Yeah. Or did anyone else succeed in the stealth?
I hadn't rolled yet.
I don't think anyone else rolled it.
I think it was just you.
Oh, okay. Well, I rolled it. I failed. I could try just slowly opening the door.
All right.
How about that? You go ahead and try to open it slowly.
Okay.
You open the door and find a goblin. He is pulling up his pants because this is the latrine of the torture room.
Well met, goblin.
Ah! He heard your noise. That's why he's trying to finish real quick. Yeah, he's gonna try and pull out a dagger on you.
Okay, and if I have whoever has the right away, I forget the initiative order.
So initiative system is that we have 5 phases, and you all tell me what phase you're acting on. Last time we had Bryn on phase 1, Flo on phase 2, and Alistair on phase 3.
And I can get a shot off pretty quick, but I don't know. You might be in the way this time, so.
Well, so let me go first then, because I'm right in front of this goblin, and I'm going to throw my axe.
Okay. I'll stay on third.
Okay, so you're Flo, you're moving to phase 1,
Yes, please.
and Bree, you're also on phase 1. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So Flo rolled damage on that axe. No attack rolls in this system.
I got a 5.
You got 5 damage?
Yep.
What part of his body do you want to hit with the axe?
Preferably his face.
Okay. Well, the axe goes into his face and then proceeds to continue on through his face, and he is dead. As it turns out, goblins don't matter.
And I will grab my axe and wipe it off on his whatever he's wearing. If
All right.
anything. Well, he pulled up his pants, so at least he has pants on. So I'll wipe my blood off on his pants.
Right.
Yeah. So you see now that the little bloody footprints that you saw were obviously the footprints of this goblin. But this goblin, as far as you can tell, is not the wizard Slug who carved his name into the man's chest. So
It would be quite the feat for a goblin to be able to write Slug. So,
yeah.
That'd be strange.
So besides the poop hole, is there anything else in here?
There's
Fingers for nose picking.
Yeah, there's nothing else in here. There's actually 3 adjacent poop holes, but that's it.
Okay.
Which makes you wonder about the expected occupancy of the torture chamber. But
Correct. So
Yeah,
I know it's
weird.
disgusting, so I'm going to hold my nose and just kind of peek on each one.
Yeah, they leave their stuff in strange places.
it's completely dark and smells awful. Your nose informs you that it's exactly what it looks like it is. Your eyes tell you nothing.
Okay. And I don't have my thing on.
Okay.
From the chamber room, how many other doors are there? Exits?
No other ones. The one you came in through and this one to the latrine is all you've got. But you do know that if you go back out the way you came, you can either walk back up and leave and go report what you have found. Because those were your instructions from Darius, who is now dead, to just report your findings. But you can also turn the other way and go down, because the tunnel continues.
That's what I was going to say. That I was pretty sure that the tunnel keeps going down.
It does indeed,
So-
yes.
When we exit the torture room, is there sky above?
No.
No.
You guys
We-
traveled down. Yeah, you guys
Yeah.
traveled down like a spiral quite a ways before you got here.
We are in the mountain.
Yeah.
No worries. Perfect. I think we should go down. What do you guys think?
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
we can't report to Darius, so
We're supposed to report to him, yeah, and he's not ready to receive our report.
I pointed my stone in here and it was glowing to get to this point. As I point the stone down towards the down way, is it still glowing?
Yeah, your stone has been glowing brighter than ever since you first came into the cave here. I think it was brought up last time. No, it's not glowing enough to use it as a light source, but the entire stone is glowing.
Yeah, so I'm going to continue following the glow of the.
does
of
anyone
this.
have a torch still?
I
I
believe
believe one of you guys. I believe one of you guys had one on when we got here.
I don't. Did I use
Maybe
mine?
so far?
I have a torch.
Okay.
Yeah, I think given the amount of time that's passed, I don't know if anyone wants to bother looking up a rule on this, but given the amount of time that's passed, I would say you need a new torch by now.
Well, we had two.
Yeah. So Bree, why don't you go ahead and light yours?
I'll light my torch, but I'd like someone else to carry it since I'd like to use the bow as my first choice of weapon.
Sure, I'll carry it.
Yeah.
Okay. You're continuing down then?
Yeah. Because I need to find what the stone is reacting to.
Right. And
Okay.
those damn dark nights.
They're probably all over in here. You better be careful.
I mean, we haven't seen any Dark Knights yet, but
Alan,
they're there.
please roll me a d10.
let's see. Is this a 10? Two. 7.
7. Okay, so this tunnel that you've been traveling is a spiral, and it seems to get broader and broader, like the curve gets less and less sharp as you go through it. But you guys make what seems like 7 rotations through this spiral going downwards before it ends at a stairway which goes down into the rock, and the ceiling of the stairway is low enough that you can't see where it's going to end.
So, Alistair, how's your stone doing when you face the stairs? Any change?
Starting now, it actually is bright enough to use as a light source. Completely
Nice.
red.
Okay, I hold it up above me. I'm like, it's getting intense. I've never seen it like this before. You can see that he's pretty excited to see what this might mean finally.
All right, are you
So-
guys starting down
so-
those stairs?
Careful, my friend. Careful.
So yeah, I'm continuing down. Mhm.
I'll follow after Alistair.
Great.
All right.
And I'm gonna I got the torch too.
Okay. All right, Alistair, you head down the stairs first. I guess, Bree, you're bringing up the rear
Yep.
with the bow. So
I'll
it's a
keep
steep...
checking behind us every now and then.
Okay, you see nothing behind you. It's a steep staircase, steep enough, with a low enough ceiling and narrow enough that you guys are going to be exiting the staircase at the bottom one at a time. So, Alistair, when you see what's down there, the other two can't see it yet. It opens into a large cavern. And when I say large, I mean like a soccer field. Big area. In the center of it is an elephant-sized gem glowing exactly like the one in your hand. All over the floor are dead human bodies. And illuminating the room, other than that gem, you see much larger versions of the flamekin that you fought the other night. There are 3 of them.
Ew.
And did someone have a question?
Oh, I was going to ask to scout the room, but not with those flamekins around.
Well, wait. When Alistair hits that bottom step holding up the gem, they all turn towards him.
Okay.
Here we go.
Yeah.
Oh.
So,
no.
in terms of the space here, like I said, Alistair is kind of the only one they can see right now. The other 2 of you are hidden for the moment. Cover-wise, the only thing that is potentially interrupting eye lines is that giant stone gem in the middle of the room. So that's where we're at. What phases are you guys going to act on?
I'm going to stick on 3.
3. All right.
I'll go back to 2.
And Bree?
Well, I'm further back than everybody, and I'm not seeing any of this, right?
That's correct, but you still need to pick a phase to act on.
Right. Well, but it means I can't. Nobody's.
I'll tell you what. I'll turn behind you and say, "Hey, there's more of those flame things."
That's fine, but I'm still where I am. I will. I'll do phase 2.
Okay. So you guys are going to share phase 2. Alistair and the fire monsters are going to share phase 3. So obviously Alistair's blocking your way forward. Is there anything you guys would like to do with your turn that is not going out and fighting?
So I'm behind Alistair. Is there any way I can get into stealth at this point, or have they seen me?
They have not seen you. You're not only behind him, you're up a few steps, so they haven't seen you.
Okay, so I'm gonna get down in stealth mode.
All right, roll that, please.
No, I'm not.
Okay. So you try, but you send a little debris falling down the stairs, and they are aware there's someone there. And then Bree, you're on that same phase.
Right, and we cannot get around him.
No,
Correct.
too narrow.
Okay. I wasn't thinking about that. Okay.
That's only probably going to affect this first round, right? So he's going to move.
Right. I just have the cloak. I did not pick stealth. So do I just I have to roll under a cloak gave me a +3. So
roll under a 9. This is what I was getting wrong last week. I said 3 if you don't have the skill. It's actually 6 if you don't have the skill. So the cloak gives you a 3.
Gotcha. And I got a 3. So I am stealth.
Great. That's perfect since you're the last one back up there and you've got the bow and everything. So now it's Alistair's turn.
How far away is that elephant-sized crystal?
From where you're standing, I'd say 30 yards.
And is it is there like a path to go straight up to it?
There's no real obstructions. Like I said, there are dead bodies sort of dotting the floor.
And how many of those fire guys are there?
3.
3.
And they're all, I mean, they're spread out. They're not bunched up together, but they're all sort of between you and the gem in terms of that direction, that dimension.
I mean, I guess I'll try to sneak too, if it's possible.
They've already seen you.
Oh, they already seen me. Okay, so
Yeah, because they seem to be reacting to your gem.
okay, yeah, that's true. Well, in that case, I'm gonna not attack. I'm just gonna start walking with the gem in my hand towards the elephant one, and see if they just attack me or if they let me walk.
Copy that. I'm going to see what they do. Fun fact about this system, I don't decide what they do. I roll for it. So the first one, he can't reach you yet, so that what he rolled was Burning Touch to sear you with fire, but he can't reach you yet. So he's just going to move towards you. Second one, same deal. Third one, vanishes in a puff of smoke, reappears right in front of your face.
Okay.
And now we're back to, we have phase 4, 5, and back to 1, 2. So Flo, you're up. Or Bree, whichever one.
I'll throw my axe at the one nearest Alistair.
Okay.
And I got a 5.
5 damage?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Okay, great. Oh, I messed something up, but that's okay. I'll get it right next round. So you hurt one of them for 5, and remember, these guys are bigger than the ones you fought before.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right, Bree.
Okay, I am going to also... Can I see in there well enough yet?
If you want to take a step down as part of your action, that's fine. A little sidestep is no big deal.
All right, I will do that, and then I'll be able to see and shoot.
Yes.
Okay, so that's what I will do. Let's get my dice. And I'm gonna shoot at the one who's in Alistair's face.
Okay.
6.
6 damage.
Yep, 6 damage.
So these guys are eating more damage than the others were. They have a little more damage soak. But that does do some damage. And Alistair, you're up.
I'm just, if I have an open path, I'm just gonna walk past these guys and try
Remember,
to get
one of them
gem.
teleported. One of them teleported right in front of you last round. He's in your face.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna try to go around him.
Okay. I don't think there is such a thing as an opportunity attack in this.
I don't tend to read one.
Probably be called a reaction.
Look here.
No. All right. So, I don't think there is any such thing. If there is, it's not that big a deal anyway, because he's about to attack you. Enemies can do this move to engage thing. So that is what he's going to do. You go around this guy. He does not react positively to it. He is going to chase right after you. If he rolls the tactic to do so. Yes, he's going to do Burning Touch on you. Please roll defense.
I mean, I wasn't done with my turn yet.
You only get a move or an action.
Okay.
You said you go around him. That's your turn. Unless you wanted to do something else. like instead of that.
Well, I wanted to move up towards the elephant gym.
Oh, you haven't like one more move before you get there.
Okay. What's my how do I roll defense again?
You have a defense score. You have to match or get under it, just like a skill check.
I think yours is 8.
Yeah, I think something like that.
Oh wait, so I got +2. I got +2 because of my gear, and the default is 6, right?
Yep.
Correct.
So I have to roll a d20.
Yeah, D20, 8 or under.
I got 8.
Great. So he misses you. Otherwise, he would have burned you. Now there's 2 others. Yeah. So another one tries to burn you. Please roll defense again. They're now ganging up on you.
First one was a 10.
Okay.
Are they both attacking me?
Yeah, they both are. So you need to roll twice for defense.
Second one was a 9. So I got hit by those 2.
Okay, great. I mean, not great. I mean, I'm very sorry.
Oh, also, don't forget, Alice, you can also do a hurry if you needed to, but it opens you up to +5 attack from them.
That could turn out bad later, but help you now.
If you wanted to rush to that.
Oh, I see. Okay, yeah. Sorry, new system as usual for us, so I'm still learning some things. But those 2 guys definitely hit you. So for each of them, you are going to take flesh attrition. So you will have to cross off a skill.
Skill. Okay.
Yeah.
And it's random?
Yes.
So I don't have a D4 here. Well, I'll cross off 2, yeah.
All right. So that's the...
2.
All right, I'll wait for you to finish because the next thing that happens is that they get another turn. And this is the thing I got wrong last round. These larger ones act on 2 phases. So on phase 5, they go again. The first one does Flame Wave. So everybody, please roll defense.
I beat it.
Okay.
Not me. I roll high.
Okay. That's another flesh attrition for you.
The skills, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Great.
What?
I'm trying to figure out if I rolled under it. The one with the quote with the 2. 6. No, I don't think I did.
Yeah, it's 6 plus if you have any armor, there's probably things.
Because the only armor I have is my my vest. The cloak doesn't give armor, does it?
Yeah, defense 1.
Oh, so
Does
it gives
it?
me 8.
Yeah, defense 1 for cloak and defense whatever you get for your leather.
It's still not enough because I rolled a 9.
Okay.
So-
Okay. So you'll take flesh attrition as well. Cross off a skill.
And I have to do that random.
Yes.
Yes.
I need to. Okay, 1D. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
So what's happening is this guy is basically exploding. He's sending out a ring of fire that hits everybody. He's not dying, like he's still there, but he's just like creating this massive wave of fire. And I'd like to know what skills have you guys crossed off, and how does that present in the narrative? Like how has this happened?
So, all sorry.
Oh, I was gonna say I crossed off climber.
Okay, so maybe
I wasn't climbing at the time, but I am on steps, so maybe I just kind of bumped down a couple steps for no apparent reason.
Well, yeah, but this is something that would remove your ability to climb. So maybe it's an injury to your hands or your legs or something.
Twisted an ankle.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. Yeah, twisted an ankle. That would make sense.
Yeah.
When the flare came, I tried to step back and twisted my ankle.
I did
That's
succeed on my defense, but I had a question about resist.
Yeah.
So resist, I was just reading on it, and resist says that I can resist cold, poison, a lot of ale, holding my breath, and negative magic.
I don't think this counts as magic. I mean, it's obviously magic. I don't think it counts as I don't think it works for that.
Okay.
Because this is, the description of this just references the other attack, which is Burning Touch, and says it does that to everybody. But
okay.
What about you, Alistair?
I think I'm just injured in many ways because my lockpick and disguise and jump are all gone. So I assume probably my arms and legs are just hurting right now.
Yeah.
Singed?
Probably you're so burned that there's no way you could disguise yourself. Maybe you're walking in a weird way because of the injury or something. But that was only the second guy in the phase 5. So I'm going to say the next guy is going to rush Flo and do Burning Touch. Please roll defense.
I got a 2, so that's perfect.
Okay. And now we're back to... Well, that's the end of the round. We're back to phase 1 with nobody in it, and now we're on phase 2.
Okay. So I'm going to throw my axe. Do you think I got my axe back or not? Do you think it just comes back to me, or?
We'll just say you have it on a rope.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
I got a 6.
Okay.
The guy next to Alistair. Alistair's guy.
Alistair's guy. Not the guy that just attacked you?
Oh, probably. Yeah, I thought it was the same one. Yeah, the guy that attacked me. Screw that guy.
Well, they all mobbed Alistair, but I just had one of them break and come for you a minute ago.
Okay, the guy that I noticed came after me, I just threw my axe right at him as a reflex.
Okay. Great. So he is going to take some damage. You said 6?
Yes.
Copy.
Right.
Bree.
All right. I'm going to shoot my bow at the one that is in front of Alistair.
Okay.
That'll be 1 damage. Yikes.
He soaks that.
Yeah, I figured.
Okay. Alistair, you're up.
So how far am I away from the gym?
You can get there, and I'll say you can rush and do whatever you were going to do on this turn.
Yeah, I just want to rush towards the gym.
Okay, yeah, you can rush towards it. And what were you going to do when you get there, though?
I was going to place my gem onto it, touch it with my gem.
Great.
And see if anything happens.
Yeah, given that the gem is already in your hand, that's a simple enough action that you can do it as part of the same move. So you get there, you touch your gem to this giant gem. The glow from your gem sort of spreads out and connects in a line that you can see through the crystal to that larger glow inside the giant gem. And these gigantic flamekin, maybe fire elemental beings that you're fighting, suddenly scream and shrink down. They have what you guys see, Flo and Bree. Alistair, you can't exactly see because your back is now to the flame monsters. But what the other two see is a lot of the flame that comprises their body is sucked away and absorbed into this gem that Alistair's holding. So, Alistair, all you see is like fire shooting in from behind you and into this little gem. So these guys are still there. They have now been shrunk down significantly.
Awesome. And I think that's all I can do for my turn, right?
Yeah, that's it. But you did way more than anyone has done on their turn so far, so well done.
Yeah. Yeah.
He makes you go, Alistair.
Yeah. So I'm going to roll. I'll say the first one I'll roll will be the one attacking Flo. It does Flame Wave again. So everyone, please roll defense.
I failed.
Okay. Cross off a skill.
Whoa, I passed.
I failed too.
I can no longer forage.
You can no longer forage. It probably burns your eyes or your fingers or something.
Mm-hmm.
What about you, Alistair?
No, I failed too. I had to get rid of my last one, which was stealth.
Stealth. Okay, yeah. Ooh, I don't want to know how that works.
Maybe you stink from the burning now.
The stink, or maybe kind of like Bree, you tripped and injured your ankle so that you can't walk quietly anymore. That could be. But that was just the first guy. The next guy is going to do. See, none of them are now adjacent to Alistair or Bree. So this guy's actually going to rush Bree. He's going to move and attack. Burning Touch. Please roll defense.
Okay. How can I use my evade in a situation like that?
I have the.
Let me take a look at it.
I thought I had to open.
Evade. Used to avoid attacks that armor cannot protect against. So you can't, because your armor can protect against this attack.
So I think that's like a
okay. I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Okay, so I just roll my armor.
Yeah.
And I rolled 1 over, so I get burned.
Okay. Yeah, that's flesh attrition. And then the last one is going for Alistair. And he rolls, unfortunately, another flame wave. So these guys are just pissed off and exploding with anger, I guess.
Yeah.
I passed that one.
Okay, good.
I'm just really good at rolling high, guys. I'm sorry.
Oh my gosh. Anybody want a natural 20? You can have mine.
Oh boy.
So what happens when you don't have any more skills to cross?
So let's take a look at it. If a hit can't be absorbed by inventory or your skills, you take a hit to the heart and will die at the end of the next phase 5 unless healed. So if someone doesn't help you, you're going to die at the end of this round.
And that's with the attrition. Now, if they had done something else where it could take away his gear, that'd be different, right?
Yeah, that's right. Because the flesh attrition only targets skills. If he were able to offload this onto a piece of inventory, he'd, of course, be fine. But to clarify, Alan, you were out of skills just now? And then took another hit?
Yeah, last turn I was out.
Okay.
And now, now I just got hit with one and it hit me directly.
Okay, so you've taken, this is called a hit to the heart. Doesn't have to be literally to your heart, but you are damaged heavily. If no one helps you before the end of phase 5 here, you're out. That said, yeah.
I can use my skills, though, on my turn.
Unfortunately, you've already had your turn this round.
Oh. I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Right.
So this is what we were discussing last week with being strategic about when you pick your phase. If you're a healer, it's beneficial for you to have like a phase 5. But if you choose a phase 5 and you're the one that's dying, then there's no way anyone can help you.
I see.
And unfortunately, that is effectively the position Alan is in. Nobody has a turn after him on your side.
Dang.
That
So
said,
So as soon as we hit phase 5, it's over.
Yep. There's nothing to be done for Alistair, I'm afraid. But
Just bad planning.
Hey, it happens. However, we're going to get to that at phase 5. So for now, at the end of phase 5, we're going to get to that. For now, it is phase 5. Where did I put my monster stats? There we go. They all have a turn now. Let's see. We've rolled 5 for that guy, so he's going to attack Bree. Roll defense.
Okay. That's a 2.
Okay. I think
Pass.
that means you passed. The other guy will attack Flo. Same thing.
Okay. Oh, I made it.
Okay, great. Well, you guys both dodge. The third one goes to swipe for Alistair, but Alistair's already falling to the ground and he misses. Alistair, as you are standing there with your gem pressed against the larger gem here, let's see. Put this on. You're still seeing the sort of after image in your eyes. You know, when you look at a really bright light and you see the opposite color for a while, whenever you blink, you're still seeing that from the fire that shot into your gem. And as you stand there holding it, you find that not only is your gem stuck to this larger gem and you can't pull it away, you also can't let go. Your hand is stuck to it. And your whole body sort of freezes up, locks up with sort of a muscular rigidity, and the edges of your vision start to go dark as you see a new light going into your gem. It is a soft blue light coming out of your hand into the gem. And as you start to lose consciousness, you see from inside the gem little tendrils of energy stretching out from it to all 3 of these fire elementals in the room, and up above to where other fire elementals exist. And you gain an understanding that this is a fire element gem, and it is used to control these creatures, to summon them, but also can trap many kinds of magical energy, which is what it's doing to your own soul as you pass from existence while touching these 2 gems together. You black out and lose sense of reality as you see your own dead face staring at you from the outside of the gem, which you are now inside of. And Alistair is gone.
So now I'm inside the big gem.
Yep.
Did
Your
we see
soul-
this process happen, or is it not something we can see?
You guys cannot perceive it. Alistair's soul has gone into the gem. His dead body is still standing there, rigid, holding this thing.
Damn.
Alistair! And I'm gonna like beat on his chest. Come on, get up! Is his gem gone too?
No.
That go with him?
It's his body is still there, and he's still holding the gem with his dead hand.
No, yeah, my soul went into the gem. Yeah.
Let's try to knock that gem out of his hand without touching it. If there's a way.
Well, the other fire elementals are still there, right?
They are.
Yeah, they are still there, yes. But it is now Flo and Bree's turn. We're back to phase 2 here.
Yeah, let's take care of the enemies at hand.
Okay. Axe again.
Okay.
And I got a 4. I'm going to go to the one closest to me. I'm not sure who that is right now, but
I got it. I'm sorry. 4 is the damage you just told me. I was waiting for it.
Yes.
He drops. He's gone. Disintegrates into ash as the previous ones did.
Nice.
And Bree?
All right. Yep, I am going to shoot at it with my bow. Oh, wow, that's a 1. I'm shooting terrible tonight.
Actually, though, even though he would normally soak that, some sort of magical effect seems to be weakening them further. So he is dead from that. And there is now one remaining who I'm going to roll tactics for on his turn. He does one last flame wave. Well, maybe one last one. We'll see.
Okay.
You two roll defense on that.
Yep, I made it.
I made it.
Okay. In that case, it's his turn again on round 5 because he's got 2 turns. And this time he's going to try Burning Touch on Flo.
Okay. I fail.
Okay.
So
Flesh
I'm
attrition.
Yep. I just got rid of hunting, so he burnt my hands, maybe? Or my eyes.
Some more?
Sure. More. Yeah, you smoke in your eyes. It's hard to see. Yeah, so that happens, and now it's your turn again.
So I will roll my axe. I got 5.
He is dead. So Flo and Bree, grievously wounded here in the bowels of the Eagle Crag mountain, with the rigid, smoking corpse of Alistair still holding the gem, still standing up, but fully dead. What do you do?
Well, first, how many skills are you down, Bree?
Just 1. Climber.
Okay, so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to perform, if it's okay, if I can perform magic on her.
Yeah.
Medical. And I just have to roll. How does that work? Roll about, oh wait, let me see what my medical is, sorry.
It depends on what you're doing.
I figured it out.
Right.
Medical, I'm going to take away one of her, or retrieve one of her skills. And my skill is, so... that just flopped all over the place. I'm sorry that failed.
Don't you still have some bandages?
I do, and so my next thing was I was going to bandage her, and that doesn't take a skill, I don't believe. It just uses bandages.
Yes.
So, and I can do that 3 times. So I will retrieve her bandages. I mean, her lost skill, and I can do it on myself as well. Correct?
Yeah. Tell me, guys, which skills you are regaining.
Sorry, go ahead.
I'm regaining climber. It's the only skill I lost.
Okay.
And I am gonna do the forage and hunting, and then that means my bandages are gone.
All right.
And then if I'm allowed to, I'd like to take my axe and throw it, even if I hit Alistair, I'm sorry, and try to get that gem away out of his hand.
I mean, okay, it's no longer a combat zone. You have the freedom to walk up and like hit it carefully with something. Do you really want to throw the axe?
We should not be so crazy.
You know, I didn't want to like touch it with my axe and then be all fucked up.
Fair.
Are there any rocks lying about?
No. What there are a lot of are dead human bodies. If you want to look for a bone or something.
Yeah, I'll look for a bone.
All right, roll
I
a
also have my
scout.
walking stick.
I don't have
Ooh,
scout.
walking stick would be perfect.
Why don't I just hit it with my walking stick? Just push it out of his hands.
Okay.
Yeah, I could try to hit it too.
Are you going to do that like with the end of the stick?
Yeah, I'm just gonna poke it, like whoop, 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 and
Yeah.
try to loosen it out of his hand.
You try first.
Yeah, you do it easily. You knock it with the end of your stick, and it just goes flying out of Alistair's dead hand, clatters to the ground. And as soon as he's no longer in contact with it, his body collapses.
And so I'm going to pick it up with my cloak and
It is still
put it up
glowing.
off it.
But it does now have a slightly different shade of red to it. It's less of a red, and it has a tiny bit of blue in there.
Do you think this stone actually went to this crystal, or does it go to a different one? You think that's
Well,
why it killed him?
I don't think so. I think those fire guys killed him.
Well,
Honestly. I think the fire guys actually are the ones that killed him, and he died while having some kind of epiphany. I'm not sure. He looked like he was.
died while having an
Woman.
epiphany? I don't know about that.
Who knows what he saw when he died? I've never died before yet. So it's a different color glow now.
Yeah, it's still mostly red, but it's a tiny bit more towards the pink or purple side of things than it was.
So I have the medical skill if you want to take this gem and touch the thingy.
No. I was going to suggest something a lot safer, which is to show the gem to him. Maybe it would bring him back to life.
Oh. Okay, let's try that. What do you want me to do? Put it on his face? What?
Yeah, just put it on his face.
Okay,
Right there on
let's
his forehead.
Right on his forehead.
Or his forehead. If that doesn't work, we can put it over his heart.
Okay. You're just going to set it there?
I'm gonna hold it there.
Nothing happens.
Okay, I'm gonna kick him, and then I'm gonna put it on his heart. I've heard of people bringing him back to life by pushing really hard on their chest or something. Maybe a good kick, and then I'm gonna stick it on his chest.
Don't you know any prayer songs about bringing people from the dead?
All I have is my medical skill.
Okay.
I would like this, Flo. I would like for you to roll a d20. If you roll a 1, something nice will happen.
A 1 on a 20?
You heard me.
I did not get a 1, but if we take away...
If we take away 15...
We'll take away 13!
Unfortunately, you have failed to somehow resurrect a dead man.
Oh,
But
Right.
I appreciate it, though.
I'm gonna start searching his body.
Okay. You want me to send you his character sheet?
Yes.
He's... Actually, Alan, can you do that? Drop it in the Discord or whatever.
Sure.
Sorry, Alan, but you're dead, and I want your goodies.
Yeah. If you are able to roll up a new one, by the end of break, you can rejoin in town.
Yeah. Oh, man, my buddy.
You got his scimitar, greaves, climbing gear, cloak, lockpicks.
Gotta continue the legacy.
Yeah, and of course the gem.
Yes.
I'm taking the gem, and so that's
We
going to
need
add
to
to my
find out
inventory.
what this gem is about. It killed him. I will kill
I don't
every
think
dog
it did.
that is.
Yeah. I mean, you guys, you were maybe a little distracted by your own actions in the fight, but you did see what killed him. It was the fire. from the monsters.
Yes, I was going to say, I think the fires killed them.
Yeah.
I'm sure the Dark Knights are involved somehow. They
Now,
set this all up.
Flo and Bree, do you intend to continue exploring this dungeon, or do you intend to go back to town?
Justice, I think we should go back to town.
Yes, but I'm gonna take his greaves if you don't want them.
We could do this in town.
I'm gonna pick up
up
the
in
body
the cloak
and
and
take his back with me.
What?
I said I'm not gonna take Are we taking his body back with us?
Well, I was thinking so he could have a burial.
You guys could drag him back up the passageway, but at the top of the passageway, you have to climb a rope straight up a shaft.
Yeah.
Well, I have a plan for that.
Okay.
Let's do that. You carry all the stuff. I'll drag him.
I can't carry all the stuff. I don't have enough room.
Wrap it in his cloak and drag it.
Okay, gotcha. That's what I'll do. Wrap and cloak. Got it.
Are you guys also going to stop off and get Darius's body?
You have a plan for 2 bodies going upstairs?
Well, yeah.
Okay.
I don't see why we couldn't bring both of them back.
Okay, let's take both of them then.
It
All
could
right.
be
Leave his shit on his
harder.
body.
It could
I'm
be
just gonna
harder, but
I'm gonna leave his crap on his body and let's just take him.
Okay.
yeah, leave it there. It makes it easier. That you can help me that way.
So it's pretty exhausting, but you guys meet no further resistance as you drag these 2 dead men up this spiral passageway to the point of entry. And then I assume you're going to use the rope and haul them up?
Correct. So we'll tie the rope to them, we'll climb up, and then we'll haul them up using the rope.
And I'm gonna say, did we care about these guys enough? This is a lot of work.
Whoa.
I'm sorry. Just asking.
What do you think about that, Alistair? Oh, wait. So you are exiting... Eventually, this takes hours. You get both of these guys up above ground. But you are now on the Eagle Crag overlooking Rivergate. Still half a day's travel from there.
Right.
It's pretty steep though, right? It was a pretty steep climb up.
Yeah, it was not terribly steep. Like your calves weren't burning or anything, but
We could maybe roll them.
Oh.
Well, easy. They're not going to be hurting, right? They don't have any more pain, as far as I understand the afterlife to mean. He was already damaged. How much burning's he got all over his body?
I think we need to take them over to the side
And drop him off the crag.
No.
Perfect.
No. Crazy little thing. We'll bury them there, and then we'll get a team to come back and get them so they can have a proper burial.
Okay, then I'm gonna wrap all his shit up in his cloak and drag it down the hill because I'm not burying that crap. That crap's coming with us.
You are so good.
Flo, roll me a hunting check. Or medical, either one.
Well, I'm outdoors, so both are good. I got hunting.
Okay, both of these guys have cloaks. You know how to get a couple of branches and rig up a pallet to drag them on.
True.
Yeah.
Let's do that. Let's just drag them back. We'll make like a little pallet. What are they called? Gurney type thing.
Yeah.
Let's just carry them back.
If you each drag one.
That in the first place, Flo.
Well, you wanted to bury them. It just came to me. I had all kinds of great plans. You kept saying no. So
Yeah. It will be a lot easier to drag them with the pallets than without. It's still going to be difficult. I'll say it's sundown when you get back to Rivergate.
Okay. But we got both bodies with us.
Yes. And
Before we enter town, I'd like to dig a hole and put all his crap in it. Except for his greaves, because I'm going to slip those on.
okay, in that case, it will be well after dark when you get to town.
Okay, that's fine. We'll just go right to the end, probably, huh?
Well, no, the first place you have to get through is the gate.
Oh. Right.
So
Ooh, maybe he put his cloak on. He still had his cloak.
it was bloodstained and shredded. Or Alistair's cloak, you mean?
Yeah, either.
Okay, yeah. I was gonna say Darius's cloak was bloodstained and shredded, so
Right.
or torn. I mean, it's intact enough that you were able to use it for this, but if you wear it, it will be clearly from a dead body.
Well, then
but
I'm
when
just gonna put my cloak on. I'll just put my cloak on in the hood, and I've got his greaves on now.
Okay, when you reach the gate, a guard calls to you from the top of the wall. Oh, who goes there?
Oh, it is I, Brenoria. Sorry I'm late. I need to report a crime.
Speak.
I am speaking.
What crime?
Murder.
If someone is super important,
And someone who I love as a friend and a brother.
and someone
a-
super important.
Are those the victims that you have?
Yes.
A small door next to the large gate opens, and a quartet of red cloaks comes out. They come over and they look at Alistair, and they say, "This is the man who was tasked with investigating the explosion. You were his party, yes?"
Yes,
Yes.
indeed. We were.
And then they look over at the other body, and they stop talking and look up at the top of the wall, and you see standing up there in his gold embroidered cloak, Lord Darius.
What the fuck? What
And you
the
look
fuck?
back at the dead body that you have dragged here, and it is the body of Lord Darius. And that's where we're going to go to break.
Interesting.
What the fuck? I told you.
I told you.
Frog.
I told you.
Everyone told everyone. We'll be back in, I'm going to say 15 minutes this time, because I want to give Alan a chance to get a new character together. But we'll see everyone then. It's about 9:45 here, so we'll see you at 10. Thanks for watching.
Okay.
Welcome back to Tales from the Backlog. Our party has returned. 2/3 of our party has returned from the Eagle Crags. When we left off before the break, Flo and Bree, you were met at the gate of Rivergate, by 4 red cloaks who came out to meet you and look at the dead bodies you had recovered. Upon seeing the dead body of Lord Darius, captain of the red cloaks, they turn and look up at the wall, where you see another Lord Darius standing up there. One of these red cloaks, who wears the badge of a lieutenant, will now say something. What are you going to say, Ray?
Ray's gonna stand up and just say, "It's always tough to lose one of our own, but we'll make sure to find whoever did this."
But who's that?
Yeah, why is there two, the one down here and one up there.
Yep, they're identical, except that one of them's dead.
Oh, so Darius' body is here too. Sorry, I missed that part.
Yeah,
Yes.
that was the cliffhanger we went out on. You guys are.
I was busy making my character.
Oh, sorry. Flo and Bree dragged Darius's dead body to town, and upon seeing him, the 4 red cloaks reacted with shock because a perfectly healthy living Darius is also standing on top of the wall there.
And he sees this too.
Yeah, he looks down at you. So do you want to amend your statement, Ray, about what you said?
Yeah, I'm gonna. Yeah,
Because you just came from that guy. He's right there, and you come over here and see his dead body.
no. Ray is just shocked.
All right.
He'll look over to Darius and say, "What's the meaning of this?"
And Darius will burst out in a horrible scratching laughter. And he's up on top of the wall, a huge puff, explosion of thick black and red smoke, like Wicked Witch of the West, thick smoke, fills the air where he stands, and in his place is this twisted, ugly, horrible old wizard dressed in black robes, and he says,
Can I shoot off an arrow real quick?
one moment. I don't. Well, you know what? Let me see what phase he goes on. I'm going to say because of the surprise, I'm going to keep you guys to the phases you used in the last battle. But I'll see if maybe he goes after you, in which case I'll let you do that shot. No, he goes on phase 1. But what he will do on phase 1 is just yell, the warning has been issued! You will all be destroyed! And then instantly is gone. Just teleports away.
Oh, I hate it when people talk like that. Punch him in the throat.
Ray looks over to his fellow red cloaks and says, I have no words. What's the mean? What?
They obviously took the real Darius.
This man has been masquerading as Darius this whole time.
So
Yeah.
Slug is the one that sent us into that explosion, into that crevice.
How long has this been going on for, I wonder?
Well,
How
all I
long?
know was yesterday morning when we were leaving yesterday afternoon, after it exploded, he stopped us, told us to keep going, that Slug was trying to do a bunch of stuff. I don't know why he would give away his master plan, but he told us to go up there, and that's where we found him, dead. Tortured. Not just dead, but tortured. He was naked. He was naked.
How
One
long?
one of the other red cloaks will say, Lieutenant, this I think this means you're the ranking officer on location here. What should we do?
Talking to me?
Yep.
Slug will pay for his crimes.
We can show you after some time in town to replenish some of our supplies. We would have no trouble showing you where this happened.
Yeah.
First, let's bring Darius's body in and give him a proper burial. Show him the respect he deserves.
And Alistair too.
And
Yes.
don't forget our companion.
Yes, and thank you so much for finding him and bringing him back. Both of them. We are in your debt.
Ooh, yes, you are.
Gives me great pain. I would love to run after Slug at this moment, but we must tend to the dead first.
That same red cloak that spoke, Ray says, "Sir, yesterday these people left here on a mission. We thought from Darius. They carried his seal. Perhaps we should report this to the Lady Walcrest and the council. We must treat them as having been commissioned by the Red Cloaks. We thought they were."
And we thought so as well.
That's true.
Yes, we should form some council with the lady.
All right.
But again, let's treat these. Let's get these bodies to a good place.
I have been assaulted by an avalanche of books here due to a green screen getting caught in my wheels. But you guys, let's see. You guys
You do you.
make it into the town. Yeah, I'm going to fix this real quick. Oh, Solomon Kane. You guys get into the town, and as Ray suggested, you attend to the proper burial of Darius and Alistair before meeting with the town council, who will convene the next morning to hear from you guys. And just give me 1 second.
Yes, Darius goes along and gives the whole shebang. He gets the local holy man to come by and give a complete eulogy for both Darius and Alistair, and make sure to highlight all of their accomplishments. And again, the whole time Ray is confining you two and saying thank you.
He was so brave.
I promise to do all my push-ups every day, Alistair.
So
I'm not going that far.
I was rained on by Solomon Kane, Cull of Atlantis, and Go the Fuck to Sleep.
Nice. Nice.
Quite the trio.
Yeah. All right.
And at this point, Ray introduces himself completely to you, too. He says, "My full name is Ray Leon Dimitri, but most people just call me Ray."
Well met, Ray.
It
Yeah, well
is Flo and Bree, correct?
Correct.
Yes.
I give you a promise that we will find Slug, and we will avenge the death of our brothers.
That's good to hear, because we'll do the same.
All right. We will have Flo and Bree go ahead and roll that 1d4 now, because you are spending this night in the safety of the town. And whatever you roll, that's how many skills or equipment you get back.
Oh, I already got my stuff back from
Perfect. I got it.
Cool.
what Patty did.
I'm all good now.
Okay, great. So the next morning, feeling rested physically and psychologically, you find yourself in a council chamber with an old woman in her early 70s, Lady Esmeralda Walcrest, who you know basically is in charge of the town. You know, as we mentioned last week, the Northholds were once a sort of unified nation, but they were shattered during the Bloodwing Wars with the crazed dragon Bloodwing 30 years ago. So Rivergate is now sort of a city-state, and it is Lady Esmeralda Walcrest who has taken up the mantle of leadership here, being basically the richest person around. But also she's part of a legacy of a merchant trade empire that has long wielded influence in this area. So she didn't just sort of saunter in and take power out of nowhere. Her family sort of already was very influential here. And surrounding you also are other nobles and town officials. They have listened to your story of what happened. And the Lady Walcrest says, I feared that Slug would return. I did not realize he had never left. The last I saw him was when when Darius arrested him after he appeared here in this council chamber. It seems likely then that it was that very day that Darius was taken and Slug replaced him in our city. Perhaps later, for Slug was not discovered missing from his prison cell until yesterday morning. But who's to say how often those guards really check on the prisoners?
Well, you weren't checking on that particular prisoner often?
Or at all times?
I do not concern myself with the internal goings-on of the prison.
That's fair.
Well, okay, but he's dangerous.
That seems clear enough now.
Who does concern themselves with that particular job?
She'll actually look to Ray for that. And Ray, you do know the guys that run the prison. They're sort of a branch of the Red Cloaks. But yeah, they're just some prison guards. There is a warden who is like yourself, a lieutenant in the Red Cloaks. So the Lady Walcrest will say to Flo and Bree, I thank you for your service to the town. I would ask that you lead Lieutenant Leon up to where you found Darius's body. Perhaps he and his men can find Slug and stop anything more from befalling our home.
Well, we can do that. There's many offshoots, though, so might want more than just a small group.
What do you mean by offshoots?
There's many
passageways.
Passageways. Thank you.
I see. Well, I will have, let's see, I'm going to look up what skills are available to you all right here. Does anyone have, I know nobody has Courtier.
I'm pretty sure I didn't take anything to really influence her.
No, nothing political.
Yeah, I don't think any of you did. But I'll say,
I could try. Did you like that basket of fish I brought you last week?
Well, this is not for convincing or something. This is for noticing something about her. This would be more like an insight.
Oh, I see.
This would be more like an insight check.
I would scout for clues.
If it's shiny, I do lures and stuff. I don't know.
You know what? Yeah, scout doesn't really apply, but I'll just say anyone who wants to roll against a 6 will have a chance of noticing this. If you have a skill that you think might apply to rolling insight on this person.
I got a 5.
Nope, not me.
Flo got a 5?
I did.
Okay. So you remember what was apparently the fake Darius giving you this story that Lady Esmeralda Walcrest knew Slug and wouldn't admit it. That they had some history.
Oh, right. I remember that.
Yeah.
Madam, how did you know Slug prior to this?
She says, I am afraid that I do. Slug was not his name. The name I first knew him by, before I started calling him Slug. His name was Eric Walcrest. He was my older brother.
Oh.
He fell out of favor with my father when we were young because of his frequent rantings about this dark magic he was studying. It began to twist his mind and body very early on. He was disowned and driven forth from here. I had no idea that he had ever gained the type of power required to do what he has done here this week. It was my belief when I saw him that he was simply crazy, my crazy brother, disowned by my family. That is all I know of him. I had not seen him in decades.
Did you and he have a good relationship as children?
No, I would say not. It was, in fact, me that gave him the name Slug because of his appearance.
Oh.
So you were cruel to him, in a way. Like siblings are.
Yes, but you must understand, he was the older brother. He tormented me frequently.
Oh, of course.
And he was unequivocally evil. As he studied more and more of this dark magic, it twisted his body and mind. I was still a teenager when my father drove him from the family, but now that I have seen him again, I understand why.
When he made this threat of blowing up the Crag, what was his reasoning? What did he want in return? Did he want anything in return?
Well, he is... Before he was disowned, he was the eldest brother of the Walcrest family. He stood to inherit our lands and title. He wanted my position.
Well, that, obviously, with him being insane, that was not going to happen.
That's correct. He already disowned many decades.
That can make a man a little bit bitter, especially if he's already a little off his nut.
That was my assessment as well. I did not foresee how powerful he had become, or I might have handled the situation more delicately.
Well, you send us out there and we will try to deal with this as delicately as possible.
Right.
Okay.
We'll definitely can.
Is there, so that will conclude the meeting. You guys kind of have your assignment. Ray, you are not the commander of all the Red Cloaks in town, but you're a fairly high-ranking officer, and you have the assignment of the Lady Walcrest to go perform this task. So you're able to bring a detachment of men with you up to the crag. Do you guys want to do anything in town before you go, or do you want to just head right out?
Actually like to purchase some more bandages if possible.
Yeah, if you have the hero point cost for that, you can go ahead and spend it.
I do.
Bree, Ray, anything you guys want to do?
Yeah, I would like to. Is there someone in town that's a specialist in upgrading weapons?
Yes. There are blacksmiths here.
Because I would like to. Excuse me. I went to a different page, and so now I have to re-find it.
Is it
I would like
custom equipment page? Or
is it this one? Nope.
custom equipment is on page 35. I don't see specifically upgrading, but I can search that.
New one.
I think it's right after.
Oh, 36 says upgrading your gear.
Yeah. Yeah. That sounds right. Okay.
Customizations.
Yeah, that's the one. 10 points.
Yeah, so you can upgrade your gear, I guess, by applying an effect to it from the top of page 36, and it will cost 3 points.
Okay, each of them is 3 points. So
Yes.
that's basically 2. I will, what I'd like to do is the upgrade the damage die of one weapon by 1 grade. I'd like to do that to the ore.
Okay. That was a D4, correct? So you'll upgrade
Yeah.
it to a D6?
Right.
That's great. And were you going to do 2 upgrades or just the one?
I think I want to do another upgrade to my bow, which is adding the additional die.
Okay. Great.
So it'd be
So you'll upgrade 2
2D.
different weapons the same way.
Yeah. And
Ray,
that
what
will
about
leave me
you?
points.
No, Ray is just furious. He's just he wants to get out there and find Slug as soon as possible.
Okay.
I'm actually going to spend my extra points to balance my axe, which ignores 1 defense to attack with this weapon.
Ah, that's cool. You'll have to remind me of that when you use it.
Okay.
'Cause I will forget. That's great. And Ray, you do also have 10 hero points to spend. So if you would like, since they're spending the time anyway, you can also upgrade whatever gear you have.
Sorry. Yeah, if he could upgrade his gear, that would be great.
Page 36 in the PDF, which is, it says gear effects list at the top. Each effect that you could add to a piece of gear is 3 points. You have 10, so you could do 2 effects and have 1 left over. Or you do 3 effects and have 1 left over.
I'll get bleed. And is there a way to make my armor better?
Let's see. These are all weapons. Yeah, there's a reinforced armor right above bleed.
Yeah, reinforced armor.
So I'll just get bleed and reinforced armor.
Cool. All right, so reinforced armor adds 1 to defense. Bleed, after inflicting damage, target bleeds same damage D4 rounds. That's pretty cool.
Yep.
So as soon as this is done, I would say it probably takes till the next day to have all this work done by the various blacksmiths and other people of that sort in town. Bow makers, I guess. Armorers. And you guys exit the town through that north gate again, and Bree and Flo, you're easily able to lead Ray and his men. Ray, you got 6 guys with you, 6 other red cloaks, up to... Adam, we're not going to stat these guys out as companions in the book, and you will see why, but you get up there and find the hole. Did you leave the rope in it? No, you must have used the rope to make those the pallets that you drag them back on. So you find the hole. It's now cold. The fire that created it is long since burnt out, and it's completely dark down there.
Ray will instruct his men to build a police system to bring people down there.
All right, good idea. They are able to get that built in a couple hours. Well, they can get a simple version of it, like just a rope that can be cranked and lowered, in 1 hour.
That's fine.
Yeah.
We'll try to make this as safe as possible.
Cool. Well, you get down in there. You find that room. Ray, this will be the first time you've seen it, but just to remind the others, it's the ceiling of the room is bent in. At the point where the hole enters, like the room, and then around the rest of it, so like right there where the hole enters, the ceiling's 5 feet high, and then around the rest of it, it's 10 feet high. So it's almost like this bulging down in the center of the room. And this is where you guys entered before. It looks like basically whatever created this hole punched in from above is what this bulge makes it look like. But down in here, it's worked stone. So Flo, Bree, you can lead him down the passageway that you guys followed before.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll show him that large jewel.
I tell my men to keep close to me, and also maybe I leave a couple up top just to keep watch, just in case.
Okay.
And Bree, do you have the gem?
Yeah, in my little pouch.
Do you want to show them what it does? Maybe they understand what we're seeing.
Well, here's the thing. You guys easily find the torture chamber. The blood is cleaned up. The equipment is gone. Except the latrine is still there. Going down from there, you find the room where the gem was. The gem is gone. The dead bodies that were littering all over the floor are not gone, but they are piled up in a corner now.
Are the we never did look before. The bodies naked?
No, they're dressed in rags. If you guys search them, there's nothing of interest on them.
Okay.
This is strange. They came back and they cleaned up.
Yeah.
There was a gem in the middle of this room that was the size of an elephant.
And how?
Which of you is carrying the smaller gem?
Bree is.
So, unlike the last time you guys were in here, it's not glowing. It's completely dark.
Remember, it glowed when we looked down the stair. He looked down the staircase. Maybe we should head that direction.
Well, you guys are already down the staircase.
Oh, we're all the way down?
Yeah, this is where
That's right. That's right.
is.
Because is there any exits from this room?
Besides the
other than the one you came in? Yes, there are numerous doorways leading to other rooms. There are no further passageways to go like any distance, and all of the adjoining rooms are empty.
What the heck is going on?
They've
I know
cleaned
we're
up.
not busy.
Ray would like to see if there was any. I want to see if I can use my tracking ability to see if anything was dragged out a certain direction.
Okay, roll that.
And does this get the +3 because I'm outdoors? Or
You're indoors.
Well, you're not, but I'll say it's the wilderness. So yeah.
Hey, I could have been using my
Right.
+3.
all right, I got I passed. I got 9. So.
Okay. Yeah, I mean it is also situational for what he's doing here, but
I know, yeah.
So specifically what you asked for is directions that things may have been drug out.
Yes, because Ray overhears what Flo and Bree said about a giant crystal, so he's seeing if if this crystal was dragged out somewhere or
from the marks on the floor in terms of like dust, blood, footprints, other indications. You easily ascertain that these bodies that are now piled in the corner, just like Flo and Bree told you, were dragged over there from elsewhere in the room. Additionally, you can tell that they were dragged by goblins. The footprints are small enough that they could only be goblins. You do not see any indication of what could have been done with a gem the size of an elephant. None of the exits from this room, including the staircase, especially the staircase, are large enough for such a thing to pass through. You do see a relatively clear area on the floor where dust has not collected as much that indicates something large was set there, but it's gone. And what happened to it, you cannot tell.
Well, Ray does say that we all saw Slug disappear. So who's to say that he might not have some sort of magic that can also help him make items disappear?
Fair point.
Mm-hmm.
How did they even know we were down here?
Well, maybe he controls those fire creatures. He also knows we came back to the castle with the dead guard, so he must know we were down here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'm going to assume he had something to do with his death.
Right.
Ray will investigate the place where the gem was. Do I find any markings or anything like that?
No, like I said, the big marking is just the clear area where the gem was sitting, which itself has been obscured a bit by the bodies having been dragged across it. Beyond that, no.
Well, where do we go from now? I mean, I could scout around, but you just did the hunting, or the tracking rather. So I think that would probably cover even what I could do.
You said this stone glowed, correct?
That's correct.
Ray will say, why don't we go back up to the top and maybe point the stone in a direction and see if it glows?
That's it. I mean, that's a better idea than I have.
Okay.
Why don't we do that?
So can you describe exactly what you're doing? Just sort of looking around through the stone?
Yes, we're going to be going back up to the top and just using the stone and doing like a 360 to see if we can get any kind of slight glow to where the big gem might be.
This is up where the passages are, is what you're saying?
Yeah.
You get nothing like that as long as you stay in the tunnels. If you continue to do this above ground, you climb your way back out and do it from up there, you do get something.
Yes.
And
yes,
I will say that by the time you get back up there and try this, it is already starting to get dark, and that's the only reason you're able to see the glow. When you stand, so this is where Eagle's Crag is. When you stand and look this way towards Elk River, you see it. The crystal starts to glow very, very faintly.
Mm-hmm.
Can I start tracking in that direction?
Well, it's faint enough that two things you know immediately. One, this may have happened while the crystal was in Alistair's possession 100 times, and he might not have noticed it if he wasn't looking for it and at night, because he never knew that it glowed until recently. And then the other thing that you know is, based on how you saw it reacting the other day, this thing must be at a great distance. You will have to prepare for an expedition before tracking this thing.
Well, at least we have a lead.
Yeah.
Good job. Good job securing the stone. Ray says to both of you. If it wasn't for you, we may not have a lead at all.
Well, yeah, it looks like we're going for a longer trip. Time to buy a boat.
So we're looking at a longer expedition to head down towards that river.
Yes.
Probably don't want to start out in the middle of the night.
Yeah, and really all you saw is that it's in the direction of the Elk River. You are not even totally sure if it's before the river or after.
Right. And it doesn't glow in any other direction.
Correct.
Okay. How many guys does Ray have with him?
Currently 6. But none of them are prepared to go on a journey right now.
Right.
Yes.
So maybe we could camp until dawn with them keeping guard, and then also discuss over a fire, or maybe not a fire, what to do next.
Right.
Because I'm a tracker, I'm a scout. I can hunt and get food for us. You might.
Well, and that perhaps, though, that we could get some pretty decent supplies for a long journey through Ray's superiors.
True. Ray, do you think they could supply us with a few things we might need?
Yes, if we could travel back and report to them this information, and then get some supplies for the journey.
Because you said it was Elk River?
Correct.
And is Elk River come down there to the big water source down there?
Yeah, let me zoom in a little bit.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask.
Yeah, so this is Elk River.
Okay.
And then to zoom out, this bigger water is the River Thin, which is what Rivergate, trade flows through.
And would Ray know if Elk River, if it runs what current, if we were to head from River Thin, if the current is facing the direction we want, or if we could take a boat up Elk River, or
So I'm actually not 100%.
I would know some of this too, since I wander, but
Yeah, I was going to say I'm not 100% sure which way the current flows in this river, but you do know that oh geez, this is weird. There we go. You do know that boat traffic goes both ways. So whether it's with the current or against it, it can be done.
okay. So that might be a good starting point as well after we get our supplies. Take Fen River over to the opening.
Yeah.
Right, because a large boat with sails could take us pretty far.
Yeah, there you go.
Yes. It's, it'll probably be best if we speak to
Lady?
the lady and to supply us with a ship for the voyage.
Yep. We'll let you do that.
Okay. Well, you guys camp here for the night as you discussed, and then head back to Rivergate in the morning. You will have your meeting with the Lady Wallcrest and tell her what you discovered.
Mm-hmm. Tell her about the stone and the effects of the stone.
Yeah.
And the leads we have, and how we will need a ship to get and some supplies for the journey.
And lady, you were raised here, is this correct?
Yes, I was.
Did Slug have any creepy hideouts or places that he liked to peruse when you guys were children that you know of?
That's a good question.
No, not that I
You
can
weren't
recall.
close. You weren't close, but
We were not, and I did not go places with him. He sought out these dark magics I know not where.
is there a place in town that might have knowledge on dark magic? Not necessarily practice dark magic, but, you know, like maybe a magical shop of some sort that could give us clues on the type of magic he's using, or if they're familiar with the type of magic he could be using in town.
No place of repute, but perhaps my guest. And you see at this point, these two guys have been standing here silently, flanking the Lady Esmeralda. There is not a meeting of the full council here like there was the other day. It's just the Lady Esmeralda, but she's had these two guys standing here. One of them, Ray, you know as Captain Tariq of the Red Cloaks, who, by what he's wearing, you realize that in your absence, Tariq has been promoted to be the new commander in place of Darius. So he's now the head of the Red Cloaks. And he stands on Lady Esmeralda's right. On her left stands a man in dark blue cloak with weathered leather armor on, and a wicked-looking sword at his side. He has a scar down his face. She turns to this guy and says, "Perhaps my guest, Dehar, can speak to that. He is one who follows the way of the skull, and as such may know things that I do not about what is available here in the city." Now, I am granting the three of you as of now. We're coming to the end of the session here. It's going to be a little early again. But I'm granting the three of you as of now 15 additional hero points.
Nice.
This is much faster than I would do it in a long campaign. But I really want you guys to hit this level here. because that will be 25 total that you have earned since character creation. Dehar will look at you and say, I could perhaps take you to such a place here in Rivergate, but it is a place not available to visitors unless they bear one of these. And he holds up his hand with the skull ring on it.
Oh.
And then Lord Tariq, now addressed as Lord instead of Captain, will say, Ray, you must not accept that skull if you wish to continue serving the crown. And he holds up his ring, which has the crown on it. If you wish to remain in the employ of the Red Cloaks, you will instead take a ring from me. So these two guys will offer each of you this choice. If you follow the skull, it will be essentially a sacred rite, indicating that you are declaring your allegiance to no order, your faithfulness to no crown and no law. You will walk the world as masterless rogues, and you will start to gain skills and flaws consistent with being that type of anti-hero, Conan-ish character. If you choose the crown, all of the opposite things will happen. You will be declaring your alignment with essentially law and upholding order and the ancient codes. So you will then have flaws and skills associated with the crown available to you. So Ray, you're already, because of your position, kind of predisposed to the crown, but you are free to leave the employ of the Red Cloaks at this time, accept the skull, and become a masterless rogue in your continued pursuit of justice for Darius. No one's requiring you to take the crown, but if you don't, you can't keep your current job. The other two of you, you may take whichever ring you like, but this is an irrefutable choice. I am not going to ask the three of you to commit right now, but I will ask what you think your character is leaning towards at this point.
The skull.
Okay.
Yeah, I think my character's leaning towards the skull for the lack of trust in the knights.
And my lack of trust in society and being a nomad and not being able to be captured and just all those wonderful things.
And Ray, what do you think?
What was Ray will think back to Darius. Darius was a follower at the crown.
He was.
So Ray will follow the crown.
All right. So this is something that has been a tradition in the Northholds since the war. It is something held sacred by those who live in the world of the adventurer, who go out and perform these heroic deeds. So this is not going to be something that happens just all of a sudden. These guys, Tariq and Dehar, are going to sit you down and make sure you understand what it is that you're committing to. Because it is essentially going to be your social alignment going forward. And we can discuss some more about what all of that means in between sessions, because we're going to go ahead and end it here. And when we come back next week, you will have your rings and we will set out on the expedition. Well, thank you guys for playing. And everyone else, thank you for watching. We'll see you next week for the conclusion of this, and on Friday for Archonia No More.
Thank you.
Nice.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Where you can see
you next week.
Slug's cousin Slag. All right. Good night, everyone.